Hi guys, we're here back with you with another episode of No Jokes, and we have John with us today. Hi guys, hi Marcus, hi John.
Hey, how are you guys? Thank you for watching. And as you can see, we got John with us. And well, let's see who is on chat. We have Melissa here, but it is not sure if she has the time to watch it all. I hope she has it. We have Density with us. We have Barbara. We have Jeffrey. And well, thank you all for watching. And yeah, John, great to have you. And well, Cork Radio, the latest thing. And what do you have, John?
Good morning. Thank you, Amos and Marcus. And hi, everybody. Hey, Melissa. Melissa, if you come back to this, let me know if you got my email with the invite to Discord or not. Everybody else, if you want to be involved with the station, email me info@uphillmedia.org or info@corkfm.com, either or, and we'll get you into the Discord. It's for members only, but everybody that's here is family and is welcome there. Hey, Jennifer C. That's Jennifer Cassidy, everybody. She's the one making Cork happen on the ground. So I will give you a quick update, and then I'm going to mess up Amos's shot and get out of here, because that's what happens with these. We have a internet connection in Corvallis. We might have a modem somewhere that goes to that internet connection, because we had to go through CenturyLink DSL. Long story there. However, the suite that we were using for it is now rented by somebody else. So we have to find the connection in the telecom room and reroute it to our modem. So that'd be fun times. And once we have that, we will have Cork on air in Corvallis on FM radio. It's a little weird that we have to actually pull the signal in from another Mac Mini somewhere else over the internet to an FM signal. It's not really what I want to do. Our our station, the Mac Mini computer, should be sitting in that building and delivering the radio signal from there, but it's not right now. We just need to get it on air. So hopefully that'll happen next week, next Monday, next Tuesday-ish. We're counting on, but it's been extremely not fun trying to get work with an ISP during, you know, multiple crises and the collapse of capitalism and all that to make a radio station happen. However, you know, once that part is done, we're pretty much on air, and we've got a radio station, folks. We can do what the fuck we want with it, really. So if you want to be involved, get in touch with me and let me know. There's a lot of things we need help with, a lot of things we can do, and it's crazy. But the basic operations of the station are pretty much taken care of in the fact that we've got this playlist that just runs. We've got new content that just shows up. So it's our job just to grow the station in the community and create the content that we want to create, which is civics content. You go to corkfm.com and learn more. Yeah, if you go to corkfm.com/donate, you can donate. If you donate $60, you're a member. If you want to make a recurring donation, $5 a month for 12 months, then after 12 months, you will become a member. As I said to everybody here, the Discord, you guys can all join the Discord. The membership, once you get an actual membership at $60, would send you a bumper sticker. At $100, you get a bumper sticker and a t-shirt. At $200, you get a bumper sticker, t-shirt, and a hoodie. And I'm doing this very simple because I don't really need a lot of members, but we need to raise a small amount of money quickly. Basically, we want to cover 1 year of expenses of the station. Expenses are about $500 a month, and 1 year of that is $6,000, and we can cover that with 100 new members. So it's very low. It's not a big amount, $60 a person. And again, you want to do a $5 a month recurring thing, that's fine. You just won't get your sticker until month 12, basically. Okay. That's how I'm doing it. But I am keeping track of it all. This is supported by Veterans for Peace. This is supported by our Revolution Corvallis Allies, which was one of the original Bernie groups in Corvallis and Albany. And I'm really excited about the content we have coming up. You guys help make this possible. I want to make it clear that the radio station and the donations there are a separate entity from, not a separate entity, but a separate bucket of money from what goes on here with Amos and Marcus. And when you donate to Super Chat here, that's going to go to support their shows and things they need, and to keep UHM going here for you guys and the family. Some portion of that money obviously always ends up in the Uphill Media overhead. So I just want you to know that those are two separate things. I encourage you to donate to Super Chat. I encourage you to do super stickers and all those things here on YouTube with Amos and Marcus, and help them feel good about what they're doing. And you guys grow the shows here. You know, my goal is to take content that they create and move it over to radio, right? And so it's all one big happy family, and we've just started our first Sinclair monopoly. We've got Uphill on YouTube, and we've got a radio station, right?
First Cork, and then
but we have 20 radio stations waiting for us to create civics content for distribution, and that's really the bigger exciting factor, is that we've got other places that want this content. So yeah, that's the news. We're almost there, folks. If you go to Cork FM, hang on, get this right. I'm only going to say this once live on air because it's not quite, I don't want it to be public, but you guys can listen to it now. It should be live.cork.fm/stream. And that will play the official stream that will be run through the player once I put it up there on the website, which will be next week once I know that we're on air. But if you want to hear what Cork is playing now, that's the stream. It's a blend of Jive Radio and the live shows that come on. But right now, we don't have any live DJs. We don't have any Corvallis local talent creating anything for this yet. We've got Veterans for Peace locally. They're working on the first show that will air on the radio. But if you're local to Corvallis or Albany or anywhere within that rural area of Oregon, and you want to create a show, then get in touch with me. info@corkfm.com. All right, that's all I got to say.
And if you if you go there and listen to the stream, I did it at the beginning, when it started, for a couple of days, and it was quite interesting from what I heard there, because it is of course not the tunes that we are programming there. It is what was left, right? It is the audio take, of this former radio station. Is it right, John?
Well, it's not a former radio station. Jive Radio is Jive Radio is a brand, right? Jive Radio functions out of Madras, Oregon, and so it's there. There are 4 other stations that carry the Jive brand music. It's an 8,300 song library and growing. So every week new songs are added. Every week new shows are added. It's not just the same playlist. But other than when they restart the stream, which he's been having to do with our particular stream, they've been fixing some audio issues with the new Mac. You're rarely going to hear. You're never going to hear a repeat in the same day, right?
This is absolutely great. But what I wanted to say is it was very interesting to listen to this kind of music, because for me, I was absolutely not used to it, and
Right.
At first I felt a little bit estranged from it, but then I got a feel for this, and it was quite interesting to see, even if you're not preferably into this music style, but just listen to it and enjoy it, and you will see with the time, you will find more content coming directly from us, from our Cork team, also from us here at Upper Media. And yeah, you can be a witness, how a radio station develops and grows, and I think and if you want to participate in it and volunteer for it, you can experience it firsthand. And I think it's a great opportunity for everyone who is willing to be in it, right?
Melissa, I don't want to put the link in the show notes because it's not official yet. So live.cork.fm/stream. All right.
Yeah.
That's when it goes up on the station next week, when I know that everything's like solid, we'll put it up there. There you go. Oh, look. Thank you, Amos.
We are prepared,
nice.
man.
That is nice. All right. Yeah, but don't like I said, anybody can listen to it, but it's not like the official. We haven't gone official live on FM in Corvallis yet, and so that's kind of what we're waiting for. Plus, the COVID crisis has caused some issues with getting just service and people, and working with the merch store to deal with our stickers and our shirts and our stuff. If you donated to the GoFundMe, I can't send you your stuff through GoFundMe. I have no access to your address information through GoFundMe. They had to change the laws there. So I will keep sending out messages to that group. But if you want your stuff, you're going to have to go to Cork FM and fill out the form that I've given you, so that I know that you were one of the founding donors and I can give you your merch. There were like 25, 30 of you. And so, it's not like I'll lose track. If you hit me up in a year, you'll still get your stuff, right? So just know that you can't donate on the GoFundMe anymore. We want you donating to the Action Network, and that's what Uphill Media uses for both UHM and Cork. Or the only other option is through the Super Chat here. We don't have any other pay portals. And of course, if Amos and Marcus have Patreons and you want to support them as individuals, then please. We're never going to do the thing we did before, where we're not going to do that again.
No, so. I think it's okay if you want to donate, just do it by Super Chat, and it goes to Apple Media, because it is where it belongs, and it is supporting the whole project, and I think that's okay.
Yeah.
Right, John.
Snork. So I'm looking at comments. It's been a while since I've seen comments. I'm sorry, Marcus.
Right. No. Go on, enjoy it. Take your time.
Hey, everybody. Yeah, Snork. Yes, yeah. Are you near Corvallis? I could use your help if you're in Corvallis, because it's hard for me to do tone tracing in the telecom room when I'm not there. But we're definitely on that. That's you're gonna. It's a hilarious story with where the line is there. At some point, we'll have an actual physical studio in Corvallis. That's the goal. But we can't do that on $500 a month. That's going to take $1,000 a month. But we can get a really cheap space from the same guy that's giving us the space for the antenna. Right? He's a cool guy. He's a burner. He's into the progressive movement. So, my first fundraising goal is 100 members. My second fundraising goal is 200 members. When we have 200 members, now we open a studio in Corvallis. Right? The costs are so inexpensive where we're at and with what we're doing that we can raise this together. So
yes.
Anyway, I keep taking you guys' time.
No. You're so rarely visible on YouTube in those times, and it is always great to have you. And our audience thinks the same.
So on that, we will be doing more broadcasts, more private broadcasts inside Discord. That's for members. And so all you guys from the Uphill Media family, hit me up, info@uphillmedia.org, and I'll get you an invite to the Discord. We can broadcast directly in there. We'll be doing broadcast directly in there. It'll be music. It'll be fun. It'll be just like old times, except not on fucking YouTube where they're going to censor my ass. All right. Yes. That's the difference. Yes. So, we plan on doing that. I'm also working with some coders to make the player really cool and robust, and we're going to be streaming our own content. Amos, you're going to laugh when I say this, but this old guy had been behind the times on some things and costs, and when I went and look at costs, I'm like, holy shit, Vimeo is finally charging a competitive rate. So I was working with somebody to build an entire server structure back end on DigitalOcean so that we could host our own videos securely and say fuck you to YouTube and Vimeo. But instead, I'm just going to say, hi, Vimeo, go ahead and take my money, you capitalist shithole, because it's cheap enough for us to host video files there and then run them on our channel, on our website. And because Vimeo and Livestream Studio software are partners, I should get a decent discount, and that means Amos, someday I may send you the other Livestream Studio key, but that's like going from driving a school bus to I don't know, Millennium Falcon. So we're gonna have to talk about that.
Yeah, at that point we may be able to stream on Roku, which would be really nice.
Sure, if that's what we want to do. So anyway, the point being is that we've got plans to do you just use your house real quick? No, Barbara. We'll have to do another discussion on that. We'll have to do a broadcast on that. That's different from this show and talk about what's happening there. But that'll be a Discord broadcast. So everybody join us in there. All right. And thank you, Amos and Marcus, for what you're doing here. And do you guys have any questions, or can I mess up your shot?
Yes. Well, I know that you're very busy and you are starting now to go on working on Cork, and this is why we put you right at the beginning, and unfortunately cannot stay with us for the rest of the show, but it's we appreciate that you're with us and that you inform us about what's going on with Cork. And well, great to have you, John, and I hope to see you soon. And if you don't have anything to add, Amos or John, then you can mess it up.
Well, don't mess it up. Just leave your mute your camera and your mic and leave the window.
Oh, am I gonna stay in here like this? You guys gonna watch me going back and forth?
No. We're not.
No. I don't care.
All right, John.
I'm gonna vacuum. I got to do some vacuuming, clean the house.
Okay,
you guys can see that.
All right.
So,
all right, John.
It's really quickly. Snork, you're in Iowa. That's fine. We can chat another time about what's going on there. And Barbara, yes, anybody can do recordings from wherever we are and upload them to the radio station. But in terms of a physical studio in Corvallis, where, because the FM signal only covers that town. So we really need to have a physical studio there. But yeah, that's it. So good to see you, everybody. And I'll get out of here. Thank you for joining the show this morning, Jennifer C. Is Larry on? Larry, you showed up? Well, there's Larry.
Taylor, yeah, he was there. Yeah. He says, greetings, a Corvallis support group would be spectacular. Let us know if you are excited about this project as we are.
Yeah. There's more to come. I have a lot more to do. It's just been slow going because, oddly enough, the company that I work for, I'm still employed, which is also weird. And the company that I work for is actually in the process of this crazy ass growth because, believe it or not, rural internet structure sucks. And so federal funds have been handed down to companies to try to build out rural internet. And so we're in the game because big ass companies like Comcast don't give a fuck about rural internet. And so they don't care. Right. And so this whole year, or this last couple months, really, this whole thing has been a crazy thing for this little company to go from 30 people and what it was to, holy shit, what are we going to do now? We're building infrastructure. So it's been weird to deal with that, the loss of service techs, because anybody that's working a frontline job risks COVID, right? And so there's people dropping off jobs like flies. And you guys know how, well, I don't know, you guys in Germany, whatever, you're like off partying still because you didn't do stupid shit. No. But here in America, I don't know if you saw the numbers, we're off the fucking charts. We're off the charts. So
Germany's
anyway,
also surging.
Are you guys surging?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. We are for weeks now. We are in a so-called light lockdown right now.
Oh, well, we're going back to heavy ass lockdown here real soon.
Yeah, maybe we also have to go back. We will see.
Anyway, all right. I'm talking too much. I gotta get out of here. This has been fun. We'll do it again.
Of course, man. You're always welcome.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, John. Have a good one. See you later.
All right. I'm muting now.
All right. Okay, here we are back. Well, it was a very hasty beginning, at first, before we go over to our No Joke show. I would like to apologize for last week. We had big problems, as you remember, to go online, and as you can see now, everything is working. And thanks to Amos, I was not a big help last week, because I'm sitting here in Germany and he has got all the technique in front of him, and I could not help anyhow. And later we found out what the problem was, but well, it was too late. And now, well, thank you for your patience with us and that you are being with us. Well, let's have a look what we have today. And as you see, we talked about Cork, the news. And we will talk about COVID, the US projections and issues with human moralism. Our card today, a big topic today will be BlackRock and the role they are playing, not only in America, globally, and also in Germany. We will talk about the winners and losers of the pandemic, the billionaires who profited bigly. We are talking about Germany, the court rule, and in how far Germany has to be taken, has to take steps in order the drone strikes America does in the Middle East. And of course, we are going to the weekly Satire roundup. Well, Amos, are you with us?
Yeah. Yep.
All right, sorry. Okay. Well, yeah, we are talking about BlackRock, our car today. Well, when I created this car yesterday, and I found out that Joe Biden appointed two BlackRock guys to positions in his cabinet. Well, I didn't felt well about it because I knew a little about BlackRock and what they are doing, and I was thinking to myself, wow, really? He's daring this, and well, there's not much difference, of course, to what was happening before in government in America. As a matter of fact, BlackRock is only taking over the role Goldman Sachs played for many years right now. But if you look at what BlackRock means, as an organization who is yeah, who is slipping through the net of laws and being held responsible for things. They are yeah, a dark mass. You cannot grab, you cannot catch, really. And this is a problem all the governments globally have, because well, what laws can you put on such a big company, which is literally too big to fail? You cannot get them under control anymore. And Amos, before we're going to this slide, I would like you to play the video quickly. Thank you.
There's a good chance you've never heard of BlackRock. Founded in only 1988, in less than 30 years, this American financial firm would grow to become the company that owns the world, managing assets worth $6.3 trillion. These are assets that belong to their clients, mainly the pension funds of ordinary people, teachers, police officers, nurses, and many more. And that's just the beginning. BlackRock has also developed a software platform called Aladdin to perform risk analysis for its clients. It receives sensitive data from banks, insurance companies, and other important institutions. Through Aladdin, BlackRock has insights about the management of financial assets worth another $20 trillion. BlackRock also has shares and voting rights in many of the biggest European companies, in sectors such as energy, oil and gas, transportation, food, and of course, finance. The company holds public debt in the form of bonds and has real estate interests. And still, there's more. Our Rock, you see, wears many hats. Aside from being an investor, it is also an auditor and an advisor. Governments and central banks invite a BlackRock subsidiary called BlackRock Solutions to audit them and to provide advice about the management and rescue of banks. Yet at the same time, BlackRock is often a major shareholder in these same banks. In other words, the company often sits on both sides of the table. BlackRock Solutions gets privileged access to highly sensitive information that could be valuable to BlackRock itself. Does this constitute a conflict of interest? No, says BlackRock, which claims that the company has established Chinese walls between its different subsidiaries. In January 2018, BlackRock's founder and chairman, Larry Fink, sent a letter to all of the CEOs of the companies BlackRock is invested in, asking them to do more than deliver financial performance and make a positive contribution to society. So BlackRock not only owns the world, it also wants to save it?
Yeah, that's a question. They're owning the world, or big parts of it, and they want to save it. If you look at this slide, behind us, if you see where they have their hands in, General Dynamics, weapons of war, they are involved in Yemen, they're in Syria, they're in Libya, they're everywhere. Lockheed Martin, weapon makers, ExxonMobil, migrant prisons, and if you look at the below, rainforest destruction, they are big in it. They are holding shares, and yeah, they're in every dirty business. You can guarantee that BlackRock has its hands in it, and it speaks volumes, if you ask me. If a Democratic president-elect comes over with a plan to install those guys in important positions in his government, and so this gives only one conclusion. Why is he doing this? You see the next slide. This is in how far they're involved into fossil fuels, and as you can see, the numbers are damn big. So what do you think is expected can you expect from those guys? Do you really think they have the good for you in mind, or do you think they still feel somehow obliged to their former boss, and or that they have the mindset, to follow the rules BlackRock wants, and well, I don't think that you cannot present those candidates and tell people there is a change coming, or things would get better. I don't know, if Brian Dees and here the other guy Adeyemo, well, I felt it was like a hit in the face. It was not only at those days that the Nira Tanden nomination came up. This was this was we know this was absolutely ridiculous, but it is a cream on the cake, And how many guys, how many other names do the progressives in the Democratic Party need to finally realize? It's done. The party is done. The future, or how the next 4 years should look like in the minds of those guys is absolutely clear. And if you go on and look what Code Pink said about BlackRock, they're controlling more than 5 billion in assets. And look, it's a travesty. It's a travesty. They also have significant stakes in weapon companies such as General Dynamics, and this is the company which is providing social services, so-called social services, to migrant children held at U.S. detention camps. I mean, guys, really? Is this what's the difference? What's the difference to what Trump openly is doing? Openly is doing what Obama already did, hidden, more or less hidden. Is it the same fucking shit that Biden wants to continue with those guys in charge, or with a company behind them? And don't tell me that they gave up the job and they are now working in favor of the people who elected them. Who believes that? Wow. Let's go on and see. Next one. BlackRock is one of the largest shareholders of taser manufacturer Exxon Enterprise. Reuters reported that over 1,000 Americans were killed by tasers used by law enforcement. And look, black Americans make up 32%, whites make up 29%. This is only, by the way. But you see the facts, what's going on. They are into tasers, which also can be described to be used to suppress, It is better than getting killed, but if you get killed in so many cases, well, it goes on. For example, the top 5 military contractors: Lockheed Martin, Boeing, Raytheon, General Dynamics, Northrop, all have numerous counts of waste and abuse of federal tax dollars. These companies have been accused of groundwater contamination, misconduct, labor violations, and overinflated pricing, resulting in overbilling defense contracts issued by the federal government. They want the money. They want the guarantee that the money is flowing. They give a fuck about the people. And these are the guys who are now in charge. And don't tell me that Joe Biden has anything to say in this. Or Kamala Harris, not Kamala Harris, who flip-flop around about Medicare for all. Does anyone think that she is standing up against the big money? Wow. Last one. Yeah, Lockheed Martin. They played the role in Gaza, in the assault on Gaza, which at least 225 of the 550 children killed in the 50-day assault. Yeah, misused by the Israeli government, by the right-wing Israeli government. What's the difference to what Trump has done? With the embassy, putting this to Jerusalem. He's doing this. He's doing all this shit openly. The Democrats are doing this in a hidden way, in a hidden agenda, and you got to ask yourself, what is more despicable, Amos, I'm asking you, what do you think about this? John was not happy with you for quite a time, that you were in his view too much into the party, but I don't share his view. I see you that as someone who had the hope into the Democratic Party, you did not want to lose the hope. But if you look at the nomination so far, it is not only Nira Tendin, it is not only those guys. But what is your impression? What do you say, Amos?
Of course, it's enraging to see stuff that is like so far no progressives at all were brought forward into the any roles in the government, in the administration, and in their place. They used Nira Tendin. So like the most outspoken Bernie critique is now pretty much on top of his committees, chair of the budget committee, and she's going to be head of the OBM. So it's kind of a slap in the face. It's really disappointing. It sends a message. I don't know, these business as usual appointees are disturbing. This onslaught of all these old timers that have been in power and in relation to power brokerage all along is just signaling that there's not really going to be any like shift or attempt to move somewhere else, like to any progressive direction. So I think it's quite a clear situation here. But again, we can't lose sight of our goals of influencing. They did manage to stop floor noise appointment, which was a little bit of a victory for progressives, but we'll see what happens further. I don't have many hopes for the Democratic Party taking the right course at this point under Biden. Have to push both from within and without, as we know.
Yeah. It is crazy, and today I watched a video. I don't know where it was, but there are rumors which say that the nomination of Nira Tendin was meant to make AOC happy. That it would appease AOC and the squad and the progressives in the party. And if this rumor turns out to be true, it proves my point. It shows how far away the Democratic establishment, the leading figures, are. If they really think that a figure like Nira Tendin is someone which would thrill progressives in some way, I think it is as crazy as yesterday when I saw. We talked about this last night when I saw Susan Powell. Was it right? When I saw her in Georgia, calling her fans up not to vote in the Senate race anymore unless it is clear that the election would not be rigged. So she was hurting her own party, and it is so ridiculous. Those people are so far away from reality, from what real people experience in their daily life. And they're living in fantasy land, and we should live them there, but not in power anymore. They should live in their Neverland, but keep them shut away.
I heard the same thing about the appointment of Andeyemo, and I don't know. I don't know if these things are supposed to sow confusion, or what's the idea of them projecting as if they're doing something towards progressive when they're doing exactly the opposite.
You're talking about one of the two guys from Blackrock who were just nominated, right?
Yeah.
Wally Adeyemo, right?
Yes.
Well, yeah, he's from Blackrock. He was sent by Blackrock, and he might be a funny-looking guy or a nice-looking guy. He reminds me a little bit of Cuba Gooding Jr. in his younger age. But well, BlackRock, right? And if you and really, if I don't know, they have, I don't know, about 18,000 people working for them, but I don't know, you have to have a certain mindset, to send your application papers to such a company, right?
Right.
Well, yeah, well, that's my case. That's my segment part one about BlackRock. We will have another short one about this. We will talk a little bit about BlackRock out of USA. But before we are doing this, we are coming to another very serious topic, because Corona is still raging, and Amos has the latest update for us.
All right, so we'll dive into this. The CDC has continues to make projections. They're usually on the conservative side. What they do is they take a number of models from universities and institutions and so forth, and they project. They take the mean. And sometimes these projections are wildly off each other, but they had a few days ago, like a week ago, I think, they projected that by December 15th, that'd be about 300,000 cases. So here are the different projections, the forecasts. You can see all the range of the predictions are wildly off each other. Some ones are going down, some are going up, some are much steeper, and so I don't know how much of a significance it is to average them, but if assuming that democracy works magically, that should give you pretty much a correct response. My assessment is that it's going to be slightly closer to 315,000 by the 15, as opposed to 300, just due to the holidays that I just was paying attention even to friends and families, and people have taken much less precautions, because there's this big campaign by the right to like dismiss any warnings on keeping family gatherings to a minimum and so forth, and I think that had an effect in what happens in weeks. Today's numbers are 275,386. That was a couple of hours ago. And the average daily cases per 100,000 in the US is 53. So every or to every 100,000 is 53 new cases. Total cases are now 14 million. Unbelievable. Those are numbers that are really hard to fathom. Here we're showing that by this time exactly, from a projection from a couple of weeks ago, they projected 270. So we're slightly over that projection from a couple of weeks. But this brings us to this situation where there's a moral issue here. People, and that's been discovered by two scientists, Daniel Kahneman and Amos Tversky, and they called it prospect theory. The theory says that there is a law of diminishing psychological effect of increasing numbers. So basically, the bigger the number is, the lesser emotional effect it has. So these numbers, the problem is that our brain cannot fully comprehend large numbers. So we can look at 2-3 people, and that's material to us. But when somebody says like 300,000 people, we can't even fathom it. Or 6 million died in the Holocaust. How do you even digest it? You can't, and that's the problem with that issue. Further, there's been work by a scientist called Paul Slavich, and he has expanded it to 3 obstacles for action. So basically, there's the psychic numbing that we spoke about. That's based on the prospect theory. You get numb. The bigger the problem is, you become numb, and the longer it lasts, you numb. Second one is false inefficacy. So you have the sense that, oh, there's, even when there's two instead of one that are having a problem, your resources or help has to be divided by two, and you start losing hope that your that your action can solve the solution, and so you drop out. You have this false sense that your help would be a matter of that it would be effective. And it's important to remember that partial solutions do save whole lives. Further, the number 3 in his obstacle list is prominence effect, and that's choosing the more defensible solution. So the easier solution. For example, if you have problem with mass migration for like asylum seekers or refugees, solving the security issue instead by locking them up is easier, so that people would gravitate to justify that rather than helping the refugees. And these findings, these were all sociological research that was done. It's documented in peer-reviewed papers and so forth. So these effects are very real, and we have to think of what the implication of all of this it has based on our understanding as to how we relate or how we display issues that are happening. And so when you have something like this is an art exhibit of an artist called Suzanne Finstenberg in Washington, D.C. A couple of months ago, where they placed little flags for the 200, but at that time there were 200,000 people who died from COVID. So they placed 200,000 flags. And you look at it and it really shocks you, because you can then visualize what that looks like. But it's still a problem, because you have and the number has an impact on you, but it doesn't click into a moral point. You don't it's very abstract. It's all abstract.
Yeah.
Instead of that, there were stories like this. And that ties into a much more human aspect of our psyche. We can relate to individual stories. We can relate to others on a one-to-one basis. And so this has much more of an impact than the other story. However, and that's the irony of this. This effect only lasts for a brief period of time. Like, if you remember, there was a refugee kid that drowned off the coasts of Europe, and there was a photograph published, and it was all over the place, all over in the news, and for the next couple of weeks, or 2-3 weeks, it was very prominent, Google searches and everything, donations, and then it died off. And it's hard to sustain this through individual stories. So scientists were talking about this, and one of the things that they were thinking was maybe we should automate make moral uh, judgments AI driven, because we might as well. Our moral uh, reasoning is obviously flawed. So perhaps we can assess what the value of a life is in a mathematical way or an algorithmic way, and have that come back to us in that manner. So I don't know. I don't know what the solution for this is, but it's important to be aware of that dilemma of what's going on, how we consume news, and how that affects us. So what do you think, Marcus?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I was impressed by the photo of the artist Susanne Fürstenberg. And you mean 200,000 of these little flags? It was right. And we only saw an extract of it, and the number is maybe well, it is very very difficult to put in words, and my impression is maybe that for some people it is like this when they are dealing with it, um, that they're thinking maybe they can only bring up emotions or sad feelings for one case. If it is two cases, you got to divide this up. So there only stays 50%, but if you have 200 cases, or 6 million cases, what is left of a feeling for this, for the single victim? It stays only an abstract number, as you said in the segment, right? And it is so hard to grab, to grasp, to deal with those numbers, and even more, it is not to apologize what those are doing, who are denying the existence of the virus, etc., or the consequences from this. This is absolutely irresponsible in my views.
Yeah. Yeah. Anybody else have any input from our audience?
Yeah. I checked a little bit. They are mostly still talking about the second before, yeah. But Keith Hayes Harris puts it on the point. What's it all about? Morality is human based. It should be human based. But if you're looking at what humans are doing to each other, wow.
Yeah, well, that's exactly the problem. Our morality.
It might leave you cynical, if you think about it. Yeah, but it should be in the name of humanity, in what in how it should be understood. It should. Yeah, we shouldn't do this to each other, and we should take care for each other, and even in the hardest hour, you look at the photo there, the old man in the arms, and well, it should, it's heartbreaking, and this is only one thing, one picture we see here where we can build up an emotion to what we are seeing there, but then you got all the 200,000 flags in the field, and yeah, it's overwhelming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk more about Blackrock.
Really? Do we? Yes, we got to. Yeah. There was, I think it was last week, there was an article coming out in Politico with the very strange headline, "Meet the German Donald Trump." They are referring to Friedrich Merz, who is one of the candidates for the chancellorship here in Germany, because, as you know, next year in fall, Angela Merkel is gone. She will not go again into the next elections. Understandably, she's fed up with this crap, and she will do whatever she wants to do. And well, let's talk about the German Donald Trump. Of course, he is not by far anyhow to be compared with Donald Trump. In the first place, he's not orange, and most importantly, he's not an idiot. And this makes this guy very dangerous. Well, the article starts, a combative old man who speaks of gays and pedophiles in the same breath, dismisses gender debates as a waste of time, and who can't stand Angela Merkel could hardly be more out of step with the zeitgeist. This is exactly who Friedrich Merz is. And this guy has a real good chance to become the next chancellor, because he has a large supporter base within the CDU, the Conservative Party, the party of Angela Merkel, and well, what it is not about his out of touch approach to gays or a gender discussion. This is not the point, you know. He was in politics before in the 90s, and he was also in the cabinet of Angela Merkel, and Angela Merkel and he didn't get along together, and this finally led that Angela Merkel he put him in positions where he felt he was underperforming, and then he left politics. And now we're coming to BlackRock. Guess where he went? Exactly. He went to BlackRock Germany and was one of the high guys in this in the German branch. Let's take it like it is. He came from politics, went into the private economy. He's a lobbyist, you know, and well, he earned a lot of money, of course, during this time, and he now owns a private jet. And I remember that he was asked once about how he considers himself. You know, does he consider himself to be rich? And he said he was thinking about it, and he said no, he would see himself only to be a middle level, you know, and middle above. You know, he would not consider himself as a rich person. You know, well. So we learn from this, you know, if you got a private jet, doesn't automatically mean that you are rich, in his consideration. Well, the thing with him is what really disturbs me is that in the 90s he came up with neoliberal politics, and the same politics he's more or less promoting to be our tools for the future, and this is what makes him really dangerous, you know. And of course, if you consider where he's coming from and what this company BlackRock is doing, not only in Germany but also in whole Europe, they are very close, meanwhile, to President Emmanuel Macron in France. He was Larry Fink, the CEO of BlackRock, was now multiple times personally invited by Emmanuel Macron. BlackRock is working close together with the government. So he's not only working together with your Federal Research. No, he's also working together with France. And above this, they are also consultants. They are also advisors of the European Central Bank. So as you can see, they got their fingers everywhere. And can you imagine of how much value would be a Chancellor of Germany, of the country in the middle of Europe, you know, with a lot of power, with a lot of economic power? How valuable would this be for BlackRock, you know? And of course, Friedrich Merz as a chancellor and the Biden government with those guys in charge would come along perfectly together, you know. And well, and this would be a door opener, to let the neoliberals continue their policy, which brought a good portion of this mess we are in right now. And this is nothing. This is not a good projection for the future, in my opinion. So I hope that we can find hopefully that another party would get into government next year in fall, and not necessarily Friedrich Merz. As I said, he's only one of three other candidates. but you see my concern. This says that the other candidates must be pretty weak. Yes, and they are. And that's a problem with it, And he's coming over. The last thing Friedrich Merz came up with, and this is a little similarity to what the Republicans or some of the right-wing voices in America also do. He was talking about Christmas, and he quote, "It is none of the government's business whom he or other Germans celebrate Christmas with," because he was personally asked what he would do, and he says, yeah. Let's do whatever they want, and he's downplaying also Corona with such a quote, This is not a quote which should be coming from a serious German chancellor, a candidate for a chancellor, in my opinion. But he is writing this, and of course he is cheered mostly by the very conservative parts of the Christian Democrats, and we will see where it leads, But as you can see, BlackRock is everywhere. Germany, France, Italy, Spain, Greece, they're everywhere. And, what to do? What can we do? I got to raise the question again, because it's not only America. What can we do?
Well, raise awareness for one, because this is not something that you hear in the general mass media. And
No.
that is the first step. So people are not aware of these power grabs behind the scenes, and they should be, because that's very disturbing. It's basically bosses. We're not even
Exactly.
We're not dealing with the governments. We're dealing with the even more powerful force behind them, and that is the scariest part of it.
Yeah. And what they are, what BlackRock is saying in defense of their practices, that they have a kind of Chinese or a firewall or whatever, which would prevent any interest conflicts. This is complete bullshit, because in a certain level, if you're in a certain level of this company, you have overview about both sides, about both branches. And of course, in this position, you also have access to the important people. And if there is the business, they will do anything to get the business done, And so it's corrupt, to the bone. Everything is corrupt. Yeah. It is not like Germany is a kind of paradise where everything is cool and great, we also have our trash here, and what is happening in America a lot of times is coming over to Europe also, and what's going on there? Why shouldn't this happen within the next coming years, so that we are in the same situation as you guys are, And that's it. And we got to overcome it together. That was the reason when I came to this once in 2015. When I heard about Bernie, that he wanted to face Wall Street and to take power from them, because in my opinion, this was the only way to get the money out of it all. To get the power back to the people.
And it's getting harder and harder.
And we see how difficult this would be, if it can happen at all, that we have a chance, because all the tools are in the hands of the crooks. Yeah. All right. Yeah, the crooks. Let's go on. I will make it short, because it's too depressing. It's a report from last week, Tuesday, November 24th. The Dow crossed the 30,000 mark. The wealth of 650 US billionaires approached a total of 4 trillion, with more than 1 trillion in growth since March the same year. Any questions? I mean, at least I think I could finish this news with this, because everything is said, right? Does it matter who got the money? We can have a look at it. Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Oh, Jeff Bezos. How surprising. Amazon, by the way, they hired Pinkerton. They hired Pinkerton in order to supervise workers in their companies who are engaged in organizing with unions. And they're trying to put dirt on them and to silence them. This is Amazon, Jeff Bezos. All right. Dan Gilbert, chairman of Quicken Loans. Wow. What can we say? You know? According to the Federal Reserve 2020 second quarter distribution of financial accounts, the distribution of 112 trillion in total private wealth is the top 1% has 34.23 trillion. The top 90 to 99 percentile have 43.09 trillion. The 50 to 90 percentile have 32 to 6.65 trillion. And the bottom 50% have 2 trillion. So you got the money, you order the music. Yeah, you pay the music, you know, and we have to dance to the songs they're playing.
I'm not a very good dancer.
Me neither. Let's look another thing. Let's go back to Germany again. Very interesting. You know, there was a court rule. There was a group of people from Yemen who accused Germany about their role in the drone strikes. And as you know, there is, as you can see it in the back, there is the place Rammstein, which is very known for a very known place for American soldiers here. And in Rammstein, the drone strikes are coordinated because of the Earth's curvature. Is it right? The right noun?
Curve. Yeah.
Is it the right word?
Curvature.
Curvature. Yes, right. Needs a place like Rammstein because they cannot conduct the strikes directly from the U.S. So Germany is partner in crime in this, in the many drone strikes which killed many thousand people, innocent people. And well, the Germany said, okay, this is why does Germany why let Germany let it happen, you know? And well, the court says the judges noted that the German government had taken some steps to address the issue in its communications by seeking assurances from Washington, thereby providing that Berlin had made an effort to ensure the plaintiff's rights were protected. That's all. Let's make a hook behind. That's all. Yeah. Don't make us responsible here in Germany for the drone strikes. You know, we are only here. We are doing nothing, right? Fuck it all. Sorry. Yeah. Well, this was my my not so amusing segments this week. I would like to give over to Amos, and he's rounding it up.
Well, you have to laugh a little before we leave off because this is a very heavy show. All right. So let's look at the events in last week. So, well, with socialism, you will wait a long line for your food ration. Well, just kidding. This is capitalism in the USA.
Yeah.
I don't know if all of you noticed the lines, the car lines that were building up in Texas for just people trying to get food. And this is happening now in the US, in a capitalist country. Supposedly, this is not supposed to happen in
Do you know? I saw this earlier today in the Jimmy Dore show, and this I also didn't know about it. You know, do you know what's going on in India right now?
Yes, there is the biggest strike ever, a popular strike.
A quarter of a billion people.
Million,
you know,
yes.
Absolutely shut it down. There is going nothing anymore.
The stuff that the government in India is doing to those people is just horrific. They are having
Yeah.
such. It's not just that they want them to keep social distancing or whatever. It's they're having such laconic um, rulings that these people cannot survive. These people, the masses, cannot survive, and instead of addressing that, they bulldoze the highway to their villages so that they can't come and protest in the cities.
Yeah,
And
it's you gotta know that the India government is ultra right at the moment, and well, people are fed up, you know. And if you got such, I mean, we know that India is a big country, you know, but to get such a big number organized, you know, that nothing goes anymore. It is not only that poor people's shops are closed, everything is closed. Power plants, doctors, doctor stations, hospitals, judges, everything is shut down. People are fed up, and maybe it's time. Maybe it's time for America. Maybe it's time.
yep. Let's see. All right. Republicans accuse the left of waging a war on the holidays.
Yeah.
You can
Yeah,
see
there's Mitchie guy.
all the people who lost their homes from COVID out in in the snow, and Mitch and buddies.
I'm pretty sure this thing is fake, because if you look at Mitch McConnell, he's raising his hand. His hand is not black.
This was our slide for last week, and we're in pardon
Yes.
season right now. I am following a story that says that there's now an implication of the Trump administration having been involved in a pay-per pardon scheme, which is an interesting
I also heard about
development.
it.
We'll
Yeah,
see
yeah.
what happens with that, but that wouldn't surprise me at all.
No, I'm absolutely not. And well, it's Trump style, you know, and he does it more or less openly. Yeah. What can we say? Yeah.
That is brilliant
Mm.
quotation
Yeah.
from Dan Rather.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait while we restore your country. 32%. Time remaining 49 days. I guess that was a few days ago, but
Yeah. 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 It may take a little bit longer.
well, we'll see. From what I understand, Trump is planning on a separate inauguration or launch of a 2024 campaign right at the same time when Biden is doing his inauguration.
Yeah.
And we haven't seen anything like that in our history. But here Trump is googling, can bone spurs keep you out of prison?
Yeah.
And here Junior says, you're a hoax and will disappear after the elections. And the virus responds, you're confusing me with your father, Eric.
And that's wrong, you know. Trump won't disappear. Otherwise, he lands in jail, of course. But you know, he will make so much noise the next couple of years. Yeah.
If people will even pay attention, we'll see what happens after. Like, it's hard to predict.
I'm
But,
pretty much sure he
following.
might lead another birther fraction, you know, which questions Biden's birth, you know, that he is not from America. Would be a nice joke.
Very possibly so. and this is fox scaring sheep in 1820 and fox scaring sheep in 2020.
Yeah.
When every good lawyer you hired to help you win the elections quit, and all you have left is the guy who got tricked by Borat.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
uh,
He was so cute as a little boy, right?
Yeah.
Good one.
I'm not sure what slide there.
I don't know, but I want to say, Keith Hayes, I'm watching you, brother. No, 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 no. Don't let the Germans have Trump. We are happy. We are happy that he once fled from Germany, and their family was not allowed to come to return. They asked for it. They were not allowed.
Yep. I think that brings us. Is there another slide?
Yes, there's another one, and this is a little shocker for you guys. For your adrenaline. That you can feel your heart beating. There's Hillary. There's our Hillary. I don't know why. Okay, I can understand why the baby is crying. I would also cry. Well, Nira and Hillary, right?
Yep.
The pride of progressives. Great.
Yep.
We love them.
And this brings us to the
and this brings up, of course, everyone is talking about it, and just for the order, we also want to show it, it is the email, coming from Nira Tendin, suggesting to take the oil. Who fucking cares, take the oil and everything is okay. We spend so much
too.
We spend so much money on bombing the shit out of them, so let them pay for it.
This is exactly what Trump said about 3 years ago.
Yes, what's the fucking difference? That's what I'm talking about all the time. It's no difference. Trump has the ugly face. You see him, this guy's an asshole. Wonderful, okay. Then you got the Democrats. They smile in your face and they stab you in the back. That's the difference. Right.
So
what do we have next week with the progressive update, Amos?
Well, if you've noticed, we had a special this week about the last show that I had for the progressive update was going through the other Senate race, the runoff Senate race that was Ossoff versus Perdue, and I covered both of his personalities, and hopefully you'll get some new information there. And the upcoming one will be about Warnock versus Loeffler, and those are extremely important runs because it is either going to completely stagnate the Biden administration for whatever it can do, and if there's no Senate majority for Democrats, and I think still there's some good that can come from that administration, even if we don't like a lot of what they're standing for. So I think it's important that those two Democrats win, especially Warnock, who's somewhat of a progressive. We'll cover him in the upcoming show.
Yeah. Well, okay, Barbara, I'll do this for you. Trumpf. Yeah. And we did not mention Donald Trump much this show, until the end, I guess, right? Only a few times, but not as a main piece. And for one of the few times this guy is still sitting around and doing crap. Yeah, we wanna dedicate this one to him. Wow. Thank you all for watching. It was great to be back, and sorry again for last week. And you see now it works. And thank you very much for watching. You guys rock. Amos, thank you for doing this with me. And of course, thanks to John for being with us at the beginning. Well, have a great weekend, and see you next week. Bye-bye.
Tell us what we're going out by.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, this is the okay, I gotta see it. Hold on. This is the Van Vuren Bros. Bye Bye Donnie. It's not a real song in this matter. It's a funny song, and it should cheer you up after this deep show.
Bye.
I hope it does. Bye.
Bye bye Donnie, your time is up, so you can take your lies and you can go get fucked. The people spoke and they spoke by mail, so pack your shit cause it's time to bail. Sorry buddy, but you lost it mate, and like everything true you'll call it fake, but who'd have thought